Hey there, Steve Bentley here, and I mentioned earlier when I was doing my power performance walking video that I was going to be going over what Michelle and I use to maintain our health on an ongoing basis. We've been doing this for years for the most part, so I'm going to go over kind of like what a day looks like for Michelle and I. So probably more for me because she's out of here earlier in the morning to get to work as a fire chief. But typically this is what we're both doing, and over the course of the day you're going to see this seems like it takes up an awful lot of what we do, but it actually happens really quickly and it saves me an awful lot of time and money and energy. So number one, I'm going to be talking about some specific products that we use. I am not a healthcare professional. If you've got a doctor that's giving you specific products to use those, keep them at it. These are natural products, so I legally have to say they don't treat, cure, prevent any disease or condition. This is just what I do. So number one, you want to eat as many fruits and vegetables as possible. You know, we got stuff all the time around here. And that's a great way to build up your health and your immune function. It's been proven through scientific studies. You can go to Harvard Medical School and check that out. That's awesome. But it's a lot of work and it costs a lot of money, and I hate throwing stuff out. So I personally don't get most of my nutrients from that. I eat it because I like it. In fact, this lime, the only time this is ever going in my body is when it's accompanied with gin or vodka. That's just me. I am not a health freak. I am just really healthy because I'm doing specific things that save me a ton of time and money and effort. Because if it was complicated, I ain't gonna do it. And it's like I said when we're doing that performance walking thing this morning. Pick something that you enjoy, because if you enjoy it, you're gonna do it long term, and that's where the benefits are gonna come in. It doesn't matter how great fruits and vegetables are, if you don't eat them, they're not gonna work for you. So that's me. I'm just telling you what I do and what works for me. So number one, I'm gonna start over here. First thing in the morning, we actually, and I posted this earlier, we actually have been using this product here for years, and it's a, you can see it there. I don't know if you can see if it's activating in there, but this is a, what's it called? There's a light that's in there, some kind of light that kills bacteria. Again, I don't know this stuff, I just use it. It's like a blue light, you guys know what it's called. It's like it kills bacteria. And I just saw this thing online one time, and I brushed my teeth with it. I brushed my teeth, I'm finished, I put it in here, and it's ultraviolet, that's what it's called. There's an ultraviolet light in here that activates whenever I finish brushing my teeth, and it kills all the bacteria in my toothbrush. So when I use it again the next time, it's not swarming full of crap. I don't want that in my system. We drink a lot of water. We've got a couple of these in our fridge. We actually have a reverse osmosis filter and a whole home water filter activating all the water that's coming into our house. And I just put it through the reverse osmosis in this jug. It's actually not a Brita filter, it used to be, but it's just, I took the filter out, and I've got a couple of these in the fridge with cold, fresh water all the time. Drinking lots of water, ideally about half an ounce of water per pound of body weight. That's kind of what you want to try and shoot for over the course of the day. And I'll put links up to all this different stuff that I'm talking about, so you can check that out later. Then this is just a home, like a natural product cleaner. You can see my counters are pretty clean. They used to be like tons of stuff on them, but when all this stuff started, knocking off about the virus, I just cleaned our counters quite a lot. So it's easier for me to clean the surfaces all the time. So I'm just constantly spraying this down. Got the paper towels going, so that's great. I'm just cleaning this with a natural cleaner that's really effective at killing bacteria. Repurposing this vegetable brush, because if you look at that little post I put up a little while ago about washing your hands and how important that is, if you look at it, if you just do it for 15 seconds, all your cuticles and your knuckles are still really heavily laden with bacteria. Gotta go hard for 30 seconds to get into that depth of cleanliness. And one of these old little vegetable brushes, just scrubbing that like the doctors do to get rid of that bacteria that's hidden in amongst the crevices of your fingers. So important. And you just want to clean this regularly as well with some kind of cleaner. Now, here's kind of how I start my day. Michelle's does the same thing. She's getting ready for work, so I usually mix this up for her. But I just finished this shake after that walk that we did earlier. But here's what's in that. So I'm going to use an Isagenix product. I've been with the company for 13 years now. I use Isagenix products every single day. I'm 53 years old. I do not feel like I'm 53. I hope I don't look like I'm 53, and I know I don't act like I'm 53. And can't talk too much about the acting part, but for me, The health that I've got is attributable to nutrition, and that is because it works, but it's also super simple for me to get into my system. That's why I use it. So I'll put up some links about what I use and how you can take a look at that. They've always got some great products that you can incorporate into your day, but this is what I do. There's other stuff that I do, but for immune function, in my mind, this is what I'm doing to help bolster that and help me stay as healthy as possible. So this is a whey protein shake, and this is a grass-fed whey protein shake, and there's studies to show outside of Isagenix that that kind of particular whey protein is going to help improve immune function. Nothing to do with Isagenix, because again, that's a natural product. I can't make a claim on that, but eating healthy and those immunoglobulins that you're going to get from a whey protein concentrate are going to help improve your immune function. And sometimes people look at a whey protein isolate and think that's better because there's a higher percentage of protein. Yes, there is a higher percentage of protein, but I'm not just having a whey protein shake for the protein. I want those immune globulins. I want those glutathione. I want all the immune boosting, antioxidant protecting benefits of that shake. And if I'm just getting a whey protein isolate and that's all I'm putting in my body, all I'm introducing to it is the amino acids. I want way more than that. And for me, that's a whey protein concentrate. So that's what I'm going to use every day. Many different versions of that from Isagenix. They've also got a immune boosting shake booster, so I'm going to add that into my shake every day. And then fiber, because probiotics are so important, and prebiotics, which is fiber, are so important for overall immune health. And if you don't get good probiotics and fiber into your system, and that's going to come from the food over here as well, but I'm just telling you what makes it easy for me to get most of this stuff into my body. I want to do this to start my day off properly. We've got greens powders because I know I don't eat enough fruits and vegetables. I eat them, but not for the nutrition in them because they're nowhere near as nutritious as they were back when I was in my teens and 20s, back when I was like in the 80s and 90s. Food changed about the mid-1990s. So if you're thinking that what you did back before the turn of the century was working for you, it's different now. You need to do different things because food is different. Think about GMOs coming around in the mid-1990s and glyphosate and all those pesticides that have destroyed the bacteria in the soil to make it impossible for those plants to pull up that nutrition. It's a fact, and go do your own research to know that the vegetables and fruits today are nowhere near as nutritious as they used to be. So what worked then, what worked for me then, ain't working now, and this is why I do this stuff. So I'm also going to add in extra vitamin D, just a few drops. I like the liquid. I take enough pills, so I like the liquid, so I just put 3 extra drops. That's an extra 6,000 I use into my shake every day. I'm going to take omega fatty acids, extra vitamin C. Oh, this is a brilliant product. I've been taking this since 2011 when it first came out. It's designed to help support telomere health, and anything that you can do to help support your telomeres and prevent them from shortening at an accelerated rate is going to be a good thing. So this is Isagenesis. I love that. Here's my Complete Essentials multivitamin pack. They come in AM and PM packs, so I'll just rip those open, pop them in a little dish here, and I just take a bunch of vitamins. So some of these are extras in there. I'm going to take that as I take my shake, and as I'm saying that, I just realized I had my shake, but I didn't take my vitamins, so now I have to take them later. So a couple things here. I'm not going to tell you too much about these, but these are some antivirals and antibacterials that we're working on. We just started doing these over the last, I think, month, before all this fire stuff started kicking in. So really interesting timing. Again, I'm not doing things because of the issues that are going on right now. I'm not concerned about the issues that are going on right now. Well, I guess I am because I don't want to get sick. But I'm doing everything already as a matter of a normal routine for me, regardless of what's going on in the world right now. And this is stuff that we just started trying about a month ago, just because I'm looking for an antiviral and antibacterial, and we're trying that out. So that's kind of cool. The energy drink. There's a special going on this week, so I can tell you about that. But there's 7 servings of fruits and vegetables from raw, unpasteurized nutrition in this can. That is amazing. Even if I don't need the energy, it's a sparkling energy drink. Even if I'm not looking for the energy, I'm going to get adaptogenic herbs. I'm going to get a feeling of control and reduced stress, but I'm getting a ton of fruits and vegetable nutrition from this one little can for a few dollars. So good. We have bars as well. I'm out and about. I had a couple of these yesterday because I was out on the water fishing all day. And I'm looking, especially in times like this, to not have to go into an environment where there's going to be a lot of other people. So if I can take my food with me on the road, I can have that and not have to worry about going somewhere for a meal of some sort. Now this is stuff, I get this on Thrive Marketplace, and it's just Sovereign Silver. This is a 10 ppm silver spray. This is a nasal spray. I spray this up in my nose every once in a while, and I'll take like a teaspoon of this every once in a while. Again, I'm not providing medical advice. I'm just telling you what I do. And silver is a great immune support. It's a daily immune support. So I use this regularly because it's going to help support my immune system. Another thing that we've got, this is actually out right now. It's so popular. It's called Ice Immune with Zinc, and they're going to get it back on track. But this is a great product too. It's just a zinc spray, which is great for immune support. And this has got glutathione in it as well, so it's going to help promote overall health in my system. So I love that spray. And then going back to gut health, probiotics that we're going to use every single night just before we go to bed to help ensure we've got good gut bacteria and good gut health going on. And then finally, for some of the Isagenix products, I'm going to talk about what I do typically through the day for food that supports my health, and the immune function that I've got. And this is just a collagen bone broth. It's from grass-fed cattle. It's got vitamin C in it, so that's another bonus, and you need that anyways to help better utilize the collagen that you're bringing into your system. So that's kind of, I can do that really quickly. There's a cost to it, but for me, I can't believe how inexpensive that is, because the value of my health, especially in times like this, but even without this, the value that I get from doing that is worth so much more than what it's ever going to cost me. That's why I've been doing it every single day for 13 years. I love this stuff. So let's take a look quickly about what I also do for food, because I do like to eat. I love to cook. Michelle loves to eat as well. And there's some things that I'll do through the course of the day. So I do that first thing in the day, right? Get that out of the way. Maybe I'll have a bar through the day and an energy drink later on, and the probiotics at night. But I'm just doing that first thing in the day, bang, done. I might have another shake mid-afternoon if I'm at home and I'm looking for something, and usually have one every day, one shake, and then I'll do another shake with just the whey protein in there. But then through the rest of the day, I'm going to do things like hard-boiled eggs. So I'll buy organic as much as I can. Not because I think it's necessarily more nutritious, I just think there's less crap in it. And speaking of that, I think so many times people think they eat healthy, but really what they do is they just don't eat crap. That's healthy. That's nutrition that isn't in food today. That is the components of nutrients that we're not getting, like CoQ10 and resveratrol, and high amounts of vitamin D3 and all the other trace essential minerals that don't exist in that. That's what I'm getting from this stuff. I can't get it from normal food. I'm sure not going to get it from a restaurant who's trying to make that food that they buy as inexpensive as possible so they can survive. I'm not going to get it from a grocery store because they're not concerned about my health. That's my responsibility, and that's why I do this. I'm going to the stores. I hardly go to the restaurants because I prefer to cook, because I can cook a better meal myself for way less money, and I like preparing things for my family, so I'm going to do this. But I am under no mistaken thought that I'm getting any large amount of nutrition from this side of the table. That's coming from there. Is it a cost? Absolutely. I'm worth it, my family's worth it, and I'm going to do that because of the benefits that I'm going to get. But when it comes to food, I'm going to do some organic eggs. Just got an Instant Pot. I'm loving how easy it is to hard boil eggs on that. I'm going to put this in some mayonnaise and some salt and pepper. Maybe put it on a little wrap or something, or mix that up in a bowl and just eat it. Just simple stuff. Or I'll do a pack of tuna. Oh, and there's another thing I'm going to show you here too that Isagenix has. And this is, here's an example of a pack of tuna. Like super simple. It's $1. I'll just open that up, take a tablespoon of mayonnaise, stick it in, whip it up. I'm going to eat that. It's going to be protein. Half my protein though comes from Isagenix, and then the rest of the protein is going to come from things like, we're having pork ribs tonight. I might have an egg and or a pack of tuna through the day. I'll talk about this last because it's so important. And then spinach, if you're familiar with oxalic acid, you want to cook things like spinach and kale because you're going to be able to get better nutrition out of it. The oxalic acid binds things up. If you cook it, you're going to get better nutrition from that. So you want to make sure you're doing that. But I love things like herbs. I bought this cilantro, but this is rosemary from my garden. I've got thyme out there. We've got tarragon. So there's so many things. I like to grow herbs because they're more plant-like and easier to grow. I'm not keen on growing vegetables because it's a pain in the butt. And I don't have the room here necessarily, maybe one day. Mushrooms, love those and the benefits of those. Carrots, these are all organic. And then I mentioned again, fruits, because I just like eating them, but eat the same things all the time. And it's like, I think what most people do, they eat the same types of food all the time. And if you really think about it, you're probably eating less than 24 different types of food every single day. And they each have their own nutritional profile. As poor as it is these days, they each have their own nutritional profile. And I need a lot more variety of nutrition in my body, and that's why I do this. So finally, and then I'm done. For me, for supporting my immune function, I'm going to do fasting days every once in a while. Not because I need to lose weight. I don't do fasting for that. I do it for the health benefits of cellular regeneration as a performance coach. It's important for me to help my athletes and for me and myself to make sure I'm getting rid of those old damaged tissue that's in my system, those cells that are going to go and be crazy and do things I don't want them to do. So for me, I do fasting days in order to force my body into a state of apoptosis or go through autophagy, so it looks through my system for those old damaged inefficient cells and it recycles them when I start doing fasting. And as I start eating again, stem cells get produced to help me regenerate those fresher, healthier cells. That starts in the immune system. Go do some research on that. Just type in fasting and immune function in Google and you're going to go see that. Now, Isagenix piggybacks on the power of that by giving people a mineral drink to support your liver enzymes to go through and also flush out impurities from your system. So I do this while I'm doing fasting days because I want the cellular benefits. I want to bolster my immune system. I also want to get toxins out of my system. And this is a product that I use with that as well. And I'd be remiss to not talk about this if I'm talking about immune function. So anyways, that's kind of my routine. I love it. It's simple. It's tasty. It's effective. This is not effective. This is actually really tasty. I love these things. So anyways, hopefully that was useful information. If you've got things that are working for you that I missed on, because I'm just talking here off the top of my head, I may have thought about talking about something, but I forgot, put it in the comment section. And hey, let's help everybody get as healthy as possible so they can get through this in the best way they can. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll talk to you soon. Cheers, bye.